Oh, welcome back. Or hello, good day. How are you doing? Good evening. Oh man, thank you. Another one. 8:15 p.m. And we got some things to take care of before we get to the review. I think I'm gonna enjoy this review, even though I didn't think I was gonna enjoy this review. But before we get into that, you know the drill if this is your second time being here or more. But if you're just now getting here for the first time, checking out an album review from me, made in the 1980s. Made in the 1980s. That's the name of the show, the weekly episodic podcast that I do here on this here YouTube channel or any audio place that you listen to podcasts. Made in the 1980s. It is not necessarily a nostalgia based show. It is not necessarily a music or old timer show. It is just the lifetimes and conversations of a man and sometimes his friends who were all made in the 1980s. All right. But most likely, riding shotgun is my guy, Wang Dang Doodle. And please say the damn doodle. Okay. He's on the majority of the episodes with me. And that I don't think that'll change until he takes off like the rocket ship that he wants to be, But in the meantime, Friday mornings, make sure you check us out. Audio only on Friday mornings, Saturday mornings, specifically 8:15 a.m. Yep, 8:15 a.m. every Saturday. The video of Made in the 1980s goes live on my YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, shout if you are listening or watching on Facebook, or if you are watching on Twitch. Okay. Also, and very fitting, I might add, shout out to my guy Jones, man. My guy Jones, his birthday is today. Happy birthday to my homie Jones. That's what makes this hilarious. That's what makes this special because only on Jones' birthday would I get the opportunity to review a Drake project. It's happenstance. God wanted it this way. So, man, happy birthday to my guy Mike Jones, MIC Jones from Gary, Indiana. JONEZ Jones as well. This one's for you, bud. Yeah, this was for you, my guy. I know how much of a Drake fan you are. I know how much you love like Ja Rule and Mace. I get it. I get it, bro. So this one's for you, man. Drake back while in the midst of the Australian tour, right? Puts out a project that has honestly been teased for quite a while now. It's a joint project with PartyNextDoor. Now, I want to be crystal clear on this. I was not going to listen to this album. In fact, I was coming here this week to really give you the review on The Weeknd's latest project, Hurry Up Tomorrow, I believe is the title. However, I saw so much talk about this Party and Drake project, and I wanted to remain somewhat topical. It was Valentine's weekend. I was kind of off the grid this past weekend, but I felt the content was necessary to get to you. Don't get me wrong. It's not that The Weeknd isn't a big artist, and I have heard some joints off of it. And I think part of me doing these reviews is not necessarily all about me reviewing albums from artists that I love or appreciate, even though that would obviously be great. But for me, what I want to do first and foremost is give you all that tune in to me every Tuesday. I want to let you know that this is the most unbiased opinion that you're gonna get on music, on projects, whether I like the artist or not. Because hey, spoiler alert, I'm not the biggest Weekend fan, but I'm gonna review that project and we're gonna do it fairly, we're gonna do it justly, and we're gonna talk the talk, but we're gonna be very realistic. You know, we are in the midst of rage baiting and complain culture. So I saw a lot about this Party Next Door and Drake project. Some Sexy Songs for You is the title of this project. And immediately, because this is what I normally do, I just assess who's making the comments first. And we'll get to that. But I will say, with the assessment, and then I was asked by a woman, matter of fact, my woman, if I had heard the new Party Next Door and Drake. And I was like, no, have not. But I probably need to listen to it because that's probably going to be the most topical thing for next Tuesday. So let me listen to it. And I was like, I was going to listen to the Weekend album again or like some more of it. But hey, maybe we'll give that one a run for real next week. She was like, oh, wow. She was like, because you don't like Party or Weekend. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't like either one of them. But one of them, I at least have a few songs that I really jig with, being the Weekend. It's like, but I don't like anything Party Next Door does. So I want to start off this review by saying this. Some Sexy Songs for You. Drake, Party Next Door. I am not a fan or supporter of Party Next Door in any way at all. Okay? I literally only listen to this project because Drake is on it. Mando, what up? How are you this evening, miss? So for me, and and I usually like to start with love, but I do want to be clear. I'm just not a fan of Party Next Door. Now, is it rooted in the fact that I think he did some really lame stuff at last decade in regards to Kehlani? Yeah, absolutely. But more importantly, though, I want to say this about Party Next Door. I kind of feel like, no, we're not going soft, dude. We're not going tiptoe. I don't think Party Next Door is that original in anything that he's doing. In my mind, if we got Future, we got Travis Scott, and we got Drake, we don't need Party Next Door. I don't care what country he's from. If we got Drake, if we got Travis Scott, and if we got Future, there's no need for Party Next Door. That's just my opinion. That's just how I personally feel about it. And then you add the Weekend on there, now you really don't. Now every base is covered as far as what he's talking about, song to song, track to track, sound for sound. So I didn't come into this project with a very open mind, because if they were going to collab for the entire project, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was coming in here ready to kill this project. DOA on site, no F's given. But I shouldn't do that, because this album is different. This album has a different energy behind it. So now let me address the other elephant in the room. How people were expecting this project, or just the next Drake release, to be this venomous response to Kendrick Lamar, something to derail his momentum. But sorry, guys, the momentum can't be stopped. It just can't be stopped, especially after the Grammys, especially after the Super Bowl. Like, there's nothing you can do to counteract none of this. And I know I saw Drake embracing the hate of Not Like Us while on tour. I get it. He's tried everything, including the B-Rabbit approach, and it's not going to stop the song from ringing off. But at least it looks like he's taking it better in stride than what he had been doing previously. However, for everybody thinking that, you should never expect a venomous hardcore rap album from Drake ever. Not an album. That's not his bag. That's not why we know Drake. That's not why we appreciate him, why he became a household name, why he sold hundreds of millions of records. None of that. Everything that many of you want to see from Drake, you're just not going to get because that's not what pays the bills. It does not. You know, even back to back, because we got to go back to a battle that he actually won. Even back to back was positioned like it could have rang off or been like an album cut. So, and yes, Not Like Us went international. So, it went international, and absolutely Drake is Drake. You can't deny that, right? So, with that being said, Drake is Drake. PartyNextDoor is, I guess, PartyNextDoor, PND. I'll be abbreviating his name here throughout this live. This album, some sexy songs for you. I was gonna say sexy songs for you, but some sexy songs for you. I saw the narratives, but I gotta admit, this project ain't that bad. It's not. And I say that with no horse in the race. I can firmly, safely, and securely concede that Drake lost the battle. A battle that I didn't think he was going to lose, and lose in this fashion too, by the way. But he lost. Rap battle over. 2024 is gone. 2025 is here. It's time to move forward. Drake chose to move forward with some sexy songs for you. And this project is honestly not bad. It's honestly not that bad. And I'm saying that as not even liking one person that's half of this project. Well, not necessarily half, but he's way more than 25% of this project in PartyNextDoor. But I don't understand the slander. One thing that I do enjoy about Drake's music, right? One thing I adamantly enjoy is when he really take time to get his stuff off, and he's singing some of the most flagrant, wild, and bogus stuff, or just outlandish stuff. Like, you're really gonna talk to people like this? But then you think about it, and you'll be like, is he really gonna harmonize this? Is he really singing this type of lyric to somebody right now? And he wastes no time. Look, on the CN Tower, the lollipop flip sample used. I'm again not a Party fan, but I like what Drake does to this record. And he immediately starts with the flabbergasting, flagrant lyrics off the rip. I don't have a favorite quotable for that particular song, but you're gonna hear some here because hey, look, we get after that one, right? CN Tower, which is honestly a good way to start off the project. We're getting the mothballs. Mothballs. Hey, look, I can't front. I like this record. Because in the song, he said, I need security because these niggas hoes. Hey, wait. The fact that he sung it like that, the fact that he's singing, I need securities because these niggas hoes, is super funny to me. It's just funny. I'm sorry. I enjoy this. Because it's like, why do you do this to us, Aubrey? Huh? Why do you do this? Why do you sing things that dudes feel, but the fact that he sings it will automatically turn the average male listener off. You know, like even on Trust Issues when he did that. You know what I'm saying? That's that shit that drives me crazy. Like he be going crazy with the with the 2-part harmony. It's like, no, it's 1-part harmony because he harmonized it with himself. Oh, I got a kick out of this, but I got a kick out of this. Raining in Houston. On Raining in Houston, my man said, texting me, don't bother coming home as if the crib ain't mine. What's on your mind? Oh man. Yo, listen, I'm trying to remember the cadence of it so I could really tell y'all how he was singing it because it's super funny. He was like, texting me, don't bother coming home as if the crib ain't mine. What's on your mind? I hear something like that. He's singing it something like that. But again, this is vintage Drake, though. I do want to be clear. I don't know how long people been listening to Drake music, but let's say you didn't get on the wave in 2006 when he put out Comeback Season. Let's say you didn't get, you weren't on then there. By So Far Gone, this is one of the blueprints. Like this is a Drake bag, for lack of just better phrasing or whatever. Like this is what he does. He is a you know, he definitely a little sappy. He definitely, and he's sassy in the mug too. He be super sappy and super sassy on a lot of these records. It just it's just what it is with dude. My man, New York. He just jumped in. Hold on, man. What my man Matt say? His voice sounds more whiny the older he gets. His R&B don't hit the same as it used to. Now that I'm willing to concede on that, and we're going to get back to that point. I'm going to bring this comment back up because there is a great point that you are bringing up that I want to bring back after I laugh at a few more of these lyrics. Okay, so dog, my man said on When He's Gone, how you supposed to stay with that nigga in this economy? Fam. Yeah, fam. But hey, first of all, When He's Gone is a wild record. First of all, it's literally When He's Gone is literally a song that is just surrounding this girl that's involved with some dude, and both P and D and Drake want her to hit him when he's like leaving, so they can hate, so they can hate on him, and like eat his girl out or whatever. Like it's just wild. It's wild work. It is. Like, how you supposed to stay with that nigga in this economy? Like, yo, why you gonna tell? What if he hold it down? What if she ain't paying no bills, Drake? Like, what if she like? What if he ain't balling, but she don't pay for nothing? Like, is that okay with you, bro? Like, why is this level of dirty macking allowed in 2025? Why? I need to know. Why is this okay? Hey, man, hold on. What else my man say? Hold on here. Oh, bro. Okay. All right. I had to cock this one back. Pause. I rewinded this one back a couple of times because I had to make sure I heard what I heard the right way that I heard it. My dog Aubrey said on Celibacy, yo, this song sounds wild. Okay. This sounds wild. Dog said, let me break your streak. I'm begging you, please. Wait, fam, whoa. Begging for a vagina is crazy work. And it's crazier work when you are one of the biggest artist of this millennium. With all the money you have hundreds of millions of dollars, and you are on a record begging for a woman to let you hit to break her celibacy streak. That is crazy. That is wild work, bro. That was hey yo, hey yo, hey. I'm glad that women. I'm glad a woman is listening to this because it's the funniest thing ever in the world to me. Hey, listen, dog said, "Let me break your streak. I'm begging you, please." Like, hey, dog. Hey, true. You got you got me, right? You got me. He not demanding it. He not saying you owe it to me. He not saying you better give it to me. But fam, begging to be the guy to break the celibacy streak is nasty work. That's insane. That is insane. But hey, this is what got Drake in the game. Not necessarily like that kind of flagrant lyric, like begging. Well, can you could kind of frame it like he's been begging since 2011. You could frame it that way. I couldn't challenge that. But you know, this is what he do. This is the Drake bag. This is the Drake that got the world on his wave. So the last joint I want to kind of talk about before I really give y'all just like my honest overall overview of the album is Give Me a Hug. Well, Give Me a Hug and Nokia. So now, or Nokia, sorry, Nokia. So for me, Give Me a Hug, even though I do not like the hook on this record. See, that's the thing. This would be hands down my favorite joint on this project. Because hey, look, he getting his stuff off on Give Me a Hug. He is getting his stuff off on Give Me a Hug. So, you know, if you were only tuning in to the Party and Drake project in hopes that you would hear something about about Kendrick or anything like that, then this is the joint for you. You dig what I'm saying? Because Drake's on his first verse going absolutely insane. He is going absolutely insane. Hey, yo. So I had to go to Genius for this. He said so much. And I only caught the dictionary bar. So I had to bring this back for me. But he was like, funny how it's only bitch niggas that are waiting on the boys' obituary. Because if I die, it's these niggas that become the sole beneficiary. And what the fuck are they gonna do with it? Have girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary? I was like, yo, all right, bro. Hey, and that is a very like poignant point. This is what I was trying to tell people when Meet the Grams was out, or 616 in LA, or like right when we heard Not Like Us, and was like, oh wow, that's a banger. Not Like Us is a banger. But look, here is the real deal, bro. Or sis, this is it. Yes, Kendrick won the battle. Yes, Kendrick got his moment. But who is going to be the guy that does the equivalent or the greater version of what is Drake's music? Now, many of you might be out there saying, Well, we don't need Drake's music. That's where you're wrong. And unless you are 35 and up, I don't think you truly understand the impact that he's had on everybody 35 and under or 34 and under. You know, some of you may have only been 10 when So Far Gone was out in 2009. So now with that said, you're in your mid to late 20s. Or you're rounding the corner on 30. Drake is literally all you know. Drake has been the most popular rapper, artist, singer, whatever your whole life. There has not been anybody bigger than Drake. For a lot of the rest of us, he literally is the equivalent to Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson, since I've been out the womb, has been on. Okay. My first memories, like I was alive when Thriller dropped, but people were still playing Thriller when Bad was out, and I was starting to really gravitate and be coherent about the music that I'm hearing. So it felt like Michael Jackson has always been played my entire life. That's what Drake is to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? My man Joanne, hey, my man Juan is in. He checked in. Take care. Fire. Again, you gotta, like, some people are 25 years old right now. Literally, all they know is that the first time they started listening to music, Drake was on top. That is it. If you were born in the year 2000, by the time you were in third grade, Drake has been the biggest star in the world, or at least one of them. That's the reality. That is the reality. So there's no really just getting them out of here so crazily like. So it is funny when he says this. He was like, you know, again, funny how y'all waiting on my obituary, but so you can become the sole beneficiary. But what you gonna do? Have girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary? Like what? Like you think girls is gonna want to learn forever? You think that everybody gonna stay woke? Nah, they not. They still need something for the clubs and the brunches, for the strip clubs and the girls' trips. Like dudes want to play something just for the chicks. And I know, but you know, like I know, that Luther ain't gonna get it done. Not all the time. Not all the time. So, you know, that's one of them ones on there. I like Nokia on this project as well. Hey, Die Trying with Yebba, because I like Yebba, even though obviously too much party on this for me. And even him just in the transition is just too much for me. Sorry, I'm just not a fan of dude. Raining in Houston because he's talking so flagrant. I ain't gonna lie. I like all the songs where he just saying some wild, crazy work. I nothing beats begging to nothing beats a dude singing and begging to take a woman's celibacy streak. I'm sorry. Nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. That is insane. Okay. But Mothballs, though, Sea and Tower, also two other really good joints on this project. You know, I am to transition here to move a little forward in the conversation. I would say some sexy songs for you, Drake, PartyNextDoor and Drake, because I think it's listed as Party's album first, and kind of like Drake is featured on it. The one plus that I have on it is that it's not a lot of PartyNextDoor on here. It's enough for me. It's more than enough for me. I mean, look, hey, it's 21 tracks, 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 45 seconds. This is a really long album for me. This is a really long album for me. I don't enjoy this at all. If you've been paying attention to my reviews from the door, you know 14 tracks for me and get me up out of here. I definitely didn't want to hear a lot of PartyNextDoor. So, and he is like half the project. There are some joints where this is an ISO on Drake, and I appreciate that, you know. But it is it's you can break it apart in 2 listens. It's some stuff for vacations and some for dancing. You know, if I ever want to get this on, they're not my favorite joints on the project, but he got some dance stuff. He threw a couple accents on towards the end of the album. So it's not again, it's nothing that you don't expect. I think that between Views and More Life, there's been questions about how much effort Drake has been putting into albums. I'm going to go with More Life because More Life was the playlist, right? That wasn't really the album or whatever, what have you. And then you got Scorpion, which I think Scorpion won a Grammy, but still, it was like the double CD or the double album in the height of the Pusha Kanye stuff. Then I think he dropped the Care Package, then the Dark Lane demos, I think. So there's been quite a few. Certified Lover Boy, of course, for all the dogs, of course. So there's been a lot of projects, but there hasn't been a lot of firepower on these projects. Drake hasn't really dropped an album where it's about 6 of them ones, maybe 10 of them ones on it in a minute. He's just giving you just enough to get you through the whatever year it is. And I think some of it is a little underpromoted. I think one of the better projects he's put out has been the joint with him and 21 Savage. There's some joints on there for me that I thought were really gonna go, and they really haven't done too much. My man Trev just chimed in before we get to this. He was like, the album just didn't hit for me. I felt like it was just too much Drake and not enough Party. Now see. So Trev, I'm a guy that don't like Party at all. So it could have been less of him on here, and I would have liked this project some more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my man Gilbert chimed in. What up? What up? What up? Glad you made it home safe. Yeah, hey, 21. Hey, listen, 21 Savage has been on one hell of a run. And I felt that, I think it was Her Loss, that was the name of that album. Her Loss was the album where I was like, oh, we should really take him seriously, like on the rap tip for real. Because I don't think he was expected to perform that well around Drake. But he smoked that album. He smoked that album for sure. Let me see. I don't like Party available either. But when you announce it as his album, I'm like, let's see what Party has to offer. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, you know what? Hey, either they got finessed or they didn't have enough material to make it a dope album. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's just it. As a granted, I was gonna listen to, as an example, like you're bringing up, I was gonna listen to the Jay Electronica album only because I wanted to see if it was gonna be this instant classic that everybody was expecting and waiting for. Because since Exhibit C, everybody just felt that Jay Electronica's album is gonna take over the world and change hip hop whenever he drop it. And then what did he do? But got a bunch of verses from Jay the weekend he felt like rapping. And we ain't heard from him or that album since. I don't write the stories. I just read them and interpret them for my own use. Right? So for me, because we gotta show love to 21. I gotta get these 21 comments up here. You know what I'm saying? 21 Savage is fire. Can't sleep on 21. Like he's really doing this thing, man. And honestly, I've been listening since Savage Mode. I've been giving his albums a listen. I won't even lie, even on Savage Mode, I could tell he gave a damn about rapping when he was like in the intro, he was like, "What, you rocking lugs?" Like just the fact that he was using just different information to process. You know what I'm saying? I just enjoy that. I enjoy rappers that say things that I don't hear often or never heard before. For me, that's what gets me on the bandwagon, if you will, or at least giving you an honest listen. And 21 Savage was definitely one of those guys, even though I think he's improved as a rapper. Even with the joint he did with Future, that hold up, was it Flex on My Ex? I think it is. It's like, wait a minute, because he kind of rapping on this. And I think it's one of those things where if you're not trying to be overly impressed by lyrics and you just want to listen to what somebody's saying, like listen to some dope stuff that people are saying, you'll find some gems on the 21 Project. I mean, for not for nothing, not that they have the same flow or whatever, but sneaky lyricists or sneaky, like, clever rappers. I have, for instance, y'all know me, Project Pat. I have them very high on that list of guys that's like, yo, wait, no, he really rapping though. I know maybe you need to get around the flow. Maybe the beat is hypnotizing you too much, but Project Pat be saying some of the illest stuff ever. And I think 21 Savage is of that cloth as well. So let's get back here. Some sexy songs for you, PartyNextDoor and Drake. Hey, look, right? I get it. He lost the battle. And you, the listener, not y'all in the thread or whatever, but you, the viewer, the listener, you may have wanted something more. But my two things would be for you is, one, how long have you been listening to Drake? And do you know what he's truly famous for? So for me, because I know where I'm at and who I'm dealing with, I got to give this project a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. If I'm just being honest, if I'm just being real, 3 out of 5. It's really this simple, y'all. It's hard to call this album weak because a lot of this, like this content, this information, these harmonies, these kind of raps, this is what made Drake a household name. Now, I don't necessarily feel that it is the best. You know, it's not the apex of what he's done over the years. It's not the best of. You know, you can definitely find some joints throughout his catalog that are just better than this. I mean, hey, one song I like to go back to often, How About Now? How About Now, that was leaked, but then got re-released on the was it the Care package? Nothing on this album is touching that. You know what I'm saying? And Drake is as spicy and as sassy as ever on that, but he flowing. He flowing, and I totally get it. You know what I'm saying? So let me go back to my man Matt. He said his voice, talking about Drake here, he said his voice sounds more whiny the older he gets. His R&B don't hit the same as it used to. So I'm glad you said this, because I do think what is happening is what I think people have been saying, but now it's just getting louder. Drake is no longer doing music for his age group. If I'm just being real with you, some of the content, some of the things that he is singing about or rapping about on this project, it's not really for people in their late 30s. You know, maybe approaching 40. It's just it's not where your life should be right now. If you've been growing up to Drake's music, again, if you were, let's say, okay, 2009, right? So far gone. 2009 to 2010. Thank Me Later, I'm sorry, is in 2010. So if you were 20 then. Or if you were 21, 25, then. You fast forward the clock, by 2020, you're 35. This not for you no more. Like, you need more than YOLO, the motto, and all that. Like, this is now nostalgia for you. Like, Drake is a legacy act to some of us in some degree, but yet he's just not really grown content-wise. I'm not one of these people that think rappers need to change their flow or cadences, or they need to stray from certain beats as they get older. But I am definitely a person that says you need to update your content. You need to talk about where your life is today, not where you wanted life to be, or harping on being young, because that's how you age yourself out of rap music specifically. We're the only genre, rap music that is, that focuses on the youth and nothing but the youth. It's almost like it's a cruel and twisted plot to keep us young and dumb. So the less we know, the better it is for maybe the provider, and the worse we are for the consumer, right? I just don't think that, like, nobody 35 and up should be talking about some "let me break your streak, I'm begging you, please." You know, like that just shouldn't be happening. There's some wild things that they're saying on this. How you supposed to stay with that nigga in this economy? That shouldn't be out the mouth of anybody that's in their mid to late 30s, maybe approaching their early 40s. That's for young people that are still valuing money over like love. People that are valuing things like material things, who don't have their priorities quite in order. That's what a lot of the content on this album is for. And I think that's a mistake. It's different. Like my man Matt was just saying here. See, at 27, Drake can sing this and rap this, and it sounds lit, because low key you kind of feeling it, Like when you're 25, you're 27, but when you're 37, you're like, this ain't really what I'm on right now. Where's the songs for me? And unfortunately, that may be the thing that you just won't find on this project. Some sexy songs for you. Because even on Give Me a Hug, he's specifying how, like, yo, I'm not settling down, I'm not getting married, I'm not doing any of that. I'm out here in the streets. I'm planning flights and fucks, and that's what I'm on. And hey, look, what? Props, kudos, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, big bro. You dig? Whatever you like. But there's, unfortunately, millions of people in your demo, your age bracket, that wanted more from you in this moment as we're going into 2025. New president, crazy economy. And hey, look, younger people are getting married. People are finding their mates, their soulmates, their life partners. They're doing all of that, and the game seemingly is passing Drake by. But does he care? No, I honestly believe him when he says he doesn't. But and with that, if he doesn't care, I guess it is hard to create content for an audience that's not living the life that you're living. One man Trev he said, I just don't want people lying and saying it's cold when it's just mid. And it's okay. Every one of our favorite rappers got a mid or terrible album. Now that I'm with you on. Again, for me, and I don't even like one dude on the project, but for me, I'll give this a 3 out of 5. 3. 3, that's 60%. Again, just Party being on this is a 0 out of 5 for me. I just don't feel dude music. I don't like what he's doing. If you got, again, I'll say it again if you missed it. If you got Future, if you got Travis Scott, if you got Drake, and even if you like a few Weeknd songs, you never need PartyNextDoor. You just don't need him. He's literally not providing anything new to the music space. So, that's where I'm at with that. I don't think there's anything mind-blowing on here, but again, it's hard to call this weak because a lot of this is what made Drake a household name. And dare I say, and this I'm including myself in this, I don't think men should be the judge on this one. Not even me. I don't think that we should be the ones judging this. This is one of the albums, one of the very few albums out here where I'm more curious about what women think. Because that's going to really prove to me how down bad Drake is. Women need to tell me about this album. I gave it a 3 out of 5, right? Which is a little bit above average, right? It's not failing, but it ain't the best it could be. But at the same time, I want women to tell me what they think about this album. Because bottom line, this is really for them. Women, do you still want dudes talking to you like they talking to you on this project? Are these kind of bars working in 2025? That's what I need to know. I think it's unfair for men to be the loudest say and the only say, because I'll keep it a buck. I've only seen men commenting on this album, and most of them are commenting negatively and saying that Drake's career is over. And I don't think either is the truth. And I don't even love this project, but his career is not over. It's far from over. When you have 15 years of #1 records, your career is never over. Drake's back catalog is greater than most artists' careers are going to be. I think I said this before on a recent live, and I'll say it again because this is a shorter live. What Drake has done from So Far Gone to Nothing Was the Same, or from So Far Gone to Views, a lot of rappers won't get 2 of those moments. A lot of singers won't get 2 of those moments. He could literally stop making new music right now with this project and only do songs from So Far Gone to Views, and he would never miss a beat. He would never miss a beat. He's here. Sorry. We should have talked this out after Take Care. Maybe if you're reading this, it's too late. Maybe, Let me see. Let's see. My man Trev said that's far from the truth. His career is good. Just give it a 3 also, but it's more man saying it's cold than women. Yeah. Oh, now that's interesting, Trev, because I haven't seen one dude really give the album any kind of love outside of Give Me a Hug. And see, that's the problem. Again, that would be my favorite song, but I've never been a Give Me a Hug ass dude either. I've never been that. I've laughed at the guys doing that. But the first verse is so fire. I can't not listen to it. But that's the trickery. That's the trickery. I'm gonna say something so slick on here. I'm gonna say something so cold on here that maybe, just maybe, you got to listen to this anyway. Or you gotta listen for the part that you like on it. The homie Wang Dang chimed in. He said his girl only gave me a hug love. Wait, my girl only give me a hug love. Okay. So they 1 for 20 in her eyes. Okay. So yeah, hey, that's why I think it's important. I think a lot of dudes, and to Trev, to your point, if you see dudes talking about how fire this is, they just anti-Kendrick. They just anti-Kendrick. It's not fire, but it's not trash though either. And I think we need to start defining mid correctly. Mid means it's okay. Like mid is reefer, right? On the cannabis strain, right? Well, you got grass, right? That's at the bottom. Grass, when you're smoking grass and seeds. Then you got reefer. Dog, do you know that Willie Nelson wrote some of the greatest songs ever on reefer? Then it was the Chronic. At one point, the Chronic was the top, right? The Chronic was top weed selection. But then here came Purple Haze and White Owl or whatever, and all these different strands of weed. Now Khalifa Kush, I heard, is the best. Butcher Breath is the best. Pineapple Express. Like, there's so many different strains that exist now that we can't now just be like, oh, well, reefer is trash now. No, bro. Reefer wrote some of the best songs you could find in the 60s and 70s. We're not getting rid of reefer just because you don't want any. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. Yeah, hey, gave him an anthem, man. So, hey, look, for all you dudes that's been like, where my hug? Hey, and what's so wild? Drake in the strip club asking for hugs. That's pervert work, bro. Hey, there's going to be a lot of perverts in the strip club asking for hugs. Probably from the back. Nasty work. Nasty work. But old Drizzy back again. What else do I want to say about this album before we get out of here? Oh, you know what? Again, I'm more curious about what women think. So, women, if you're a woman and you see this review, you let me know. What do you think about the Drake and Party project? You know what I'm saying? What do you think about it? I'm curious to hear from y'all. I realize a lot of guys that are speaking about this are just pro Drake or just super anti Kendrick. We do live in this world where people don't want to see you winning long term, and it's hard for them to be critical in the space. They either got to they got to build you all the way up, they got to tear you all the way down. And this project, depending on who's slated to come out this year, I could see it being forgettable. And not just because it's February, but just because where music is right now and what could happen this year, somebody's just going to have some heat that's just going to get this out the way. Hey, a lot of DJs ain't updated their Drake set and still got Controller in it anyway. So it ain't like you're going to get away from the music. So there's that. But I am curious because last thing I want to say, Kendrick won the battle, right? He won. Stable, labeled, nail in the coffin, set in stone. Kendrick won the battle. But Drake is far from over, man. He's far from over. Only people saying that are the people that never liked Drake in the first place. So if you thought that Not Like Us, and specifically Kendrick Lamar, was the death nail, because I saw some people saying that, oh, dude's career is over now for real because his album is mid. Again, having a good album doesn't mean your career is over. The fact that you listened to it and you took the time to listen to it means it's not over. See, that's the thing. Whenever you even listen to a Drake album, if you listen to it to say it's garbage, that means you listen to it, though. If you only heard a couple songs, don't matter. Because I think everybody that really listens to Drake would be able to tell you, he ain't got no whack albums, but it has been some joints where I've only liked about 4 or 5 joints off of it. And 4 or 5 joints out of 20 does make it sound bad. But the other part is, though, and the wild thing about his projects is that you and your 4 or 5 songs may be a different 4 or 5 than somebody else. He really does make a little something for everybody. He kind of plays this weird kamikaze mission where he just spray the place, but everybody get hit. Some fatal, you know. Where we go. Thank you. Mid ain't a bad thing. Yeah, I remember Eminem put out Revival and got cooked. And I'm like, this ass, but he redeemed himself. Hey, listen, you know what? Trev, Revival is not a bad album. And I want to explain why. Not just because of the rapping ability, right? But look at when Revival came out. In the height of, all this MAGA madness and Black Lives Matter. And in the process of people like Macklemore and Post Malone, Logic, G-Eazy, Mac Miller, so many white artists were profiting off of urban music, urban dollar, G-Eazy. Everybody was just profiting, right? Off of culture. Eminem was the only white person who stood on his square and rapped about being a black ally and being anti-cops and anti-Trump. He's the only one to do it and stood on it and did at the BET Cypher to confirm. That's why the album ain't whack to me. Because for everything bad that people can say about Eminem, the one thing that you can never say about Eminem is that he don't recognize where he at and recognize that his voice is powerful and that he ain't the culture vulture colonizer that some people praying that he'll be one day, and they can't do it. He Teflon in that category. I don't care if people don't like Eminem raps no more. The bottom line is nobody goes to bat for us like Eminem. Those are just the facts. So for me, the album was not asked to me because as I really dissected the content, I was like, oh, wow, he really on this Black Lives Matter shit. He really on this anti-Trump. I'm not Republican. I'm not making America great again. None of that. There's not, granted, it wasn't every single song, but it's more songs than Post Malone did. It's more songs than what Macklemore did after doing Same Love. It's more than Logic do. Logic just was like, oh, I'm just gonna start saying nigga now. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people that were 50%, 25%, or 100% black that didn't rap the way that Eminem was rapping on Revival, and for that he has my undying respect. It's I didn't feel like it was pandering either. I didn't feel like it was pandering either. And that's what also made it very special to me. So I do like, for content purposes, I do like that album a lot, actually, as I listen back to it, like I think it was like 5 years later or whatever it was. Let me see. I agree. But that shit was ass. Maybe I'll revisit it when I heard it. I'm like, M is better than this rapping wise. Yeah, hey, yes, you're right. And see, I think that's what it is. I don't think I think Eminem was, obviously, he's an incredible MC. He's an incredible rapper, writer. But he was really trying to get some messages off. You know, for me, that album overall said Black Lives Matter, police brutality sucks, and if you voted for Trump, fuck you. That's what the album said to me. And just me being Black in America, I can't be like that's ass, bro. Sorry. Like, I can't. Like, that's what we were saying we wanted white people to do at that time. And it didn't take George Floyd happening for him to do that. It didn't take a national casualty or anything else. While a lot of Black rappers, 100% Black, or at least as Black as we're going to get, didn't even want to acknowledge certain things that were going on or claim to be oblivious to what was going on. So, yeah, for me, man, no, hey, listen to Revival again, bro. Listen to it again. It's I think he was on a greater mission than impressing us with his raps. And it's actually a shame that we killed him for that album. It's a shame. Relapse, I get it. Revival, I don't know, man. I think we missed the mark on that one. Hey, well, hey, that's it for me, man. P&D and Drake, some sexy songs for you. 3 out of 5 if you are just now tuning into the live. And beautifulness. Every Tuesday, we're gonna review music. We about to sidebar into an Eminem conversation now, though. Hey, I didn't dislike Relapse, but I'll say that I do got Revival over that, though. I got Revival over that. I forget. There's another album. But to be real, I got Encore probably at the bottom, though. Got that at the bottom. Revival, I got somewhere in the middle. For me, Eminem Show is number 1. Marshall Mathers LP number 2. I'm not so sure that Kamikaze and Music to Be Murdered By aren't 3 and 4 either way, with Marshall 2 in that 5. Then maybe going Slim Shady LP, then Relapse, then Encore. I don't think I'm listening. That Bad Meets Evil album, if that counts, that's in my top 5. They're going crazy on that album. Straight up, they're going crazy on that album. But yeah, there's I would love to have an Eminem conversation about Eminem discography. But yeah, hey, listen to that Revival again. Listen to it now in hindsight. Listen to it now in hindsight. And go back to that year, because that was what, the end of 2017, 2018? One of those two? Yeah, listen to that album again and understand that because for real, everything in that album came out very authentic to me. As far as no. I like that album. I just can't put it at the top. Marshall Mathers LP 2. Eminem got a lot of albums, bro. somebody gotta be 7. One of the projects gotta be 7. I wouldn't even be mad. I would probably say Marshall 2 over Slim Shady LP. So I don't know if that would make it 6 or not. But yeah, but for me, my forever 5 is M Show, Marshall 1. Shoot, if it counts, I'm gonna go Bad Meets Evil, Kamikaze, Music to Be Murdered By. Those are I think the best rapping projects, the ones where he's rapping the best. Now, then we get into the content bag. So then I would put Marshall 2, Revival, Slim Shady, Relapse, Encore. And I feel like I'm missing a project in there. You know what I'm saying? I think I am. But we'll have to pick this one up. We'll have to pick this one up. We'll have to do like a separate live here, maybe even later this week on just Eminem discography. For sure. I might even have to listen, so we'll give it some more time. Yes. Dope. Definitely listen to it. Just hear them out. Just hear them out. Recovery. Recovery was fire. It's not in my top 5, but it's fire. Man, y'all gonna make me listen to some M tonight. We're gonna but I'm gonna break out of here like the chicken pox. Hey, listen, thank y'all for tuning in to this album review. Every Tuesday, man, we do this, and we do this how we do it. And I'm gonna try to sneak another live in this week into the weekend. Got some events, got some places I need to be, but I definitely want to keep giving y'all the content. Remember, we're gonna start giving away prizes when we hit the 250 and up mark, on the road to 1,000, trying to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend and a couple enemies, because the hate travels faster than the love. And hey, next Tuesday, another review. I'll let you know what it is, hopefully a little bit more ahead of time than I did this one, so that way you can be notified. Hit that subscribe and hit the alert so you know when I'm coming for you. That's what I told her. You dig? And just know that always, and consensually, it's love.